Have you ever wondered if there's a secret formula to the markets? A hidden key that unlocks endless profits, a kind of financial holy grail that only the elite possess. It's millions of traders, just like I was, step into this arena every single day, their eyes gleaming with the hope of finding that one undefeated system. They're chasing whispers of a 90% win rate, a mythical algorithm, or an automated bot that prints money while they sleep. It's a powerful, seductive myth, this promise of easy riches, a siren song that has lured countless souls toward the rocky shores of financial ruin. The market for them isn't a complex ecosystem of human psychology and global economics. It's a treasure map, and they believe with every fiber of their being that X marks the spot. This belief ignited a relentless, all-consuming quest within me. I was convinced that if I just searched hard enough, paid enough, or learned from the right guru, I would find it. My life became a vicious cycle of pursuit. I would hear about a new model, a revolutionary indicator, and I would dive in head first, convinced this asterisk was the one. I poured thousands into expensive courses, seminars that promised to reveal the market's deepest secrets. I flew to Singapore for a weekend workshop with a famed market wizard and spent a small fortune on a mentorship program run by a trader in the UK. I joined exclusive, high-priced trading groups, channels buzzing with guaranteed signals. But with each new system, the pattern was depressingly the same. A few initial wins, fueled by beginner's luck and confirmation bias, would give way to a string of devastating losses. The harder I ran toward this illusion, the more exhausted I became, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. I was a greyhound chasing a mechanical rabbit, forever just out of reach, running myself into the ground for a prize that was never real. Looking back at the wreckage of my early trading accounts, a harsh lesson began to crystallize. All those expensive courses, all those revered mentors, all those complex strategies, they were all utterly useless in the face of market reality. I had binders, obstaculos of notes from Singapore, terabytes of video lectures from the UK, and a phone contactos of experts from trading groups, yet none of it mattered. It slowly dawned on me that the market is the great equalizer. It doesn't care if your teacher was a Wall Street legend or a YouTuber with a rented Lamborghini. It's an impersonal force, deaf to your pedigree and blind to your academic qualifications. The market doesn't reward you for who taught you. It rewards you for your patience, for your discipline, and for your deep, unflinching understanding of its nature and, more importantly, of your own. I had been searching for a formula, a set of rules that would make trading a simple, mechanical process. If it happens, then do B and C will be the result. But I was profoundly mistaken. Trading isn't a math problem waiting to be solved. It's a dialogue. It's a prolonged, often uncomfortable, conversation between you and your deepest seated fears and desires. Every tick of the chart, every surge of green or flash of red, is the market asking you a question. Are you afraid? Are you greedy? Are you impatient? What will you do now? Finding a magic formula was a way to avoid answering those questions, to outsource the difficult inner work to a system. But the market always, eventually, forces you to confront yourself. The most painful realization was that my very desire for the Holy Grail was the direct cause of my losses. It was a devastating paradox. In my desperate search for a perfect, infallible system, I have constructed a beautiful, elaborate dream in my mind. A dream of how the market should behave according to my chosen formula. I wasn't trading the market that was actually in front of me on the screen. I was trading the market that existed in my imagination. When reality diverged from my dream, which it always did, I would freeze, double down, or revenge trade, unable to accept that my perfect grail had failed me. I was so fixated on the map that I failed to see the terrain, and I walked right off a cliff, time and time again. During my journey, I met traders who were far more knowledgeable and experienced than I was. They could recite economic theory, dissect complex chart patterns, and code their own indicators. Yet, many of them failed, and often spectacularly. Why? Their downfall wasn't a lack of knowledge, but an excess of faith. They, too, had found their own holy grail, a system they had perhaps even built themselves, and they had come to believe in its infallibility. Its blind faith made them rigid. When the market, in its inherently volatile and unpredictable way, shifted, they couldn't adapt. Their egos were so intertwined with their systems that a losing streak wasn't just a financial setback, it was a personal attack. They could unmanage their emotions because admitting the system was flawed felt like admitting they themselves were flawed, and so they held on all the way to zero. After years of this torment, of chasing shadows and bleeding capital, I finally understood. The true grail, the secret I had been searching for in charts, books, and the words of gurus, wasn't external. It was never out there. The holy grail of trading resides within. It's the ability to understand your own emotional triggers, to recognize the subtle whispers of fear and greed before they become deafening shouts. It is the mastery of your own internal landscape. It's a truth so simple and yet so profound that most traders spend their entire careers running from it. The secret isn't in a new indicator. It's in a new level of self-awareness and radical self-honesty. It was at my lowest point, on the verge of quitting for good, that I encountered a mentor who changed everything. He was an older, semi-retired trader who carried an aura of quiet confidence. I came to him expecting new tools, a better strategy, a more refined system. Instead, he taught me how to let go. He didn't add anything to my trading. He helped me strip away the layers of illusion, a process he called unlearning. He helped me shed the desperate need to be right, the fear of missing out, and the ego-driven desire to predict the future. With every layer I shed, I felt lighter. The constant anxiety that had been my trading companion for years began to dissipate, replaced by a quiet, centered sense of inner peace I had never felt before. One of our most profound lessons had nothing to do with the markets. I was a smoker at the time, and I complained about how hard it was to quit. My mentor looked at me, his gaze penetrating, and said, "You want to master the markets? First, master that cigarette. If you cannot overcome your body's simple craving for nicotine, how do you expect to master your emotions when the market reverses and your entire account is on the line? That craving you feel, that's the same impulse as the fear of loss or the greed for more. It's the same enemy, just in a different uniform. Master yourself, and the market will cease to be your master." That single conversation rewired my brain. It was the first time I truly understood that the battle wasn't on the screen. It was within my own nervous system. Quitting smoking became my first real, profitable trade. And so, in the end, I found it. It's the Holy Grail. But it wasn't a system, a formula, or a secret indicator. It was a state of being. It's the moment you can watch a trade go against you without your heart rate quickening. It's the ability to take a loss without it ruining your day. It's the state of mind where you no longer allow the market to dictate your mood, where your sense of self-worth is completely detached from your profit and loss statement. The Grail is the point where you stop searching, stop forcing, and simply start listening to the market and to yourself. It's when you can finally trade, not from a place of hope or fear, but from a place of quiet, detached clarity. And in that silence, you finally begin to hear what the market has been trying to tell you all along.